What is up, y'all? JT Resident Dog Fishing, back with you on part 3 of this complete Yamaha cowl rebuild. Part 1, we did all the fiberglass work, made it structurally sound. Part 2, we primed it, painted it, did a clear coat. Welcome to part 3, where we make it look pretty and finish it off. Let's get into it. Alright, it's been sitting for a few days. Now it's time to get into the fixing of the errors on the clear coat. See if I can get this to show up on the video. But there's a couple drips right here. We're going to start off with 2000 to try and knock these down. I'm going to start with the 800. I'll go 800, real light, knock that down, and then we'll get into the 1000 and 2000 to smooth it out before we do the compounding and buffing and polishing. So I've got some 1000 grit and some 800 grit in here, ready to go. When it comes to this stage, correcting errors, and then we get into the cutting, buffing, polishing, all that fun stuff. Rule of thumb, I'm going to start as light as possible and then work heavier. So I have a cutting compound, I've got a color restorer and a cleaner wax. I'm going to start with the lightest and see if that fixes the error, what I need fixed on here. Like this side, the top is perfectly glossy and smooth. This side, it doesn't have that sheen that the top does. So we'll start light and then we'll progress heavier. So getting these drips out, I'm going to start with 1000, see where that goes. Touch up. I mean, I burned through all the way to the primer bugger. Well, I'll pick up some more clear tomorrow and we'll finish my screw up again. But hey, you know what? I'm learning lessons. Voila, gone. All right, so I grabbed some more clear coat. After we tried to fix this, we're gonna hit it with the tack cloth and clear it. At this point, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not getting into any more sanding and grinding. Plus, we'll have some decals on here. So, we're going to let that cure, and then we'll buff it. So when I was hitting the clear coat with the rattle cans, you get a little bit of overspray, and that's what gives it that kind of rougher texture. So after re-clearing it, here's a little bit of overspray. I don't know if you can see the difference between the dullness and the sharpness of the polish here and dull here. So that's the new clear coat you put down. This is the overspray from the spray cans. So we're gonna hit that with the Maguiars cutting compound on the light cutting pad, see if we can take that out. So it's Maguiars cutting compound on the light cutting wheel. I may have to go a little heavier, but we'll see. That, my friends, is how we do that. Perfect. It's all nice and uniform. There's no more of that overspray right there. Perfectly clean. Let me buff up the rest of this. This Maguiars I was using, 105. Ultra cut compound. Pretty good stuff. I use for my boat, it's all covered in wax stuff, but I use the Maguiars Marine stuff on my boat, and I like it. So Maguiars always makes pretty good stuff. They did not pay me to say that. God knows I wish they did. So we got her all polished up. Cutting compound. Throw a little high gloss polish on there. And I got a nice polishing pad. There we go. Buffed and polished. We'll throw a little coat of wax on her. She's ready for decals. And we'll be done with her. That close. That close. Little pro tip, not part of the fixing. When I'm done, to clean these out, degrease her. Spray it down, work it in, hit it with water, work it all out. Done. Once you hit it with the Zeb, get it all of it out, put it back on your pad, and spin that sucker up as high as it will go, blow all the water out. Good to go for the next time. Wax I'm using again is Maguiars. I know. You're plugging them awful hard. No, I'm not. It's just what I use. It's good stuff. Maguiars pure wax. What it is with waxes, I think I get a better job putting it on by hand. We'll let that haze up, buff it off. All right. Should dry it up to a haze good enough for me. Hi. There's the camera in the side of it. Look at there. That's crazy. The other side. There you go. You can see me now. My truck over there in the background. Back of it's just as good too. Not quite as polished, but that dog will hunt. I know I've said it before in the videos, but I'll tell you, man, if I can do this, you can. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going off of what I've heard on the internet, what I've read on the internet, what I've heard on the internet. Zero experience. First time I've done something on this scale. Here we go. Decals just came in. Let's get them unboxed, check them out. I don't need to save the box. But, here we go. Get rid of that. There we go. Cool. Let's see the look on the motor. So one thing I noticed is you got the two Yamahas on one, so I'm gonna have to cut that, and I'm gonna have to cut this as well, so I can put one on one side, one on the other. But so, you know, this started life as a 150. I bought 200. Reason being, my motor's a 200, and the 150 cowl will fit the 150, the 175, and the 200. So I'm not going to put the 200 on there. This was rebuilt to sell. I'm not going to put the 200 on there in case somebody wants it for a 150 or a 175. I can buy these pretty inexpensive from Yamaha and slap that on there for whatever they want. But the side stickers, all that's going to go on. Let me get a pair of scissors and we'll cut this up. So what we got, our decals. I'm using what I use to put on the glazing compound. Credit card, squeegee. So we're going to need to get all the bubbles out. Cloth. Since we waxed it, or if you have a ton that's got wax on it, use some rubbing alcohol to rub over the area where the wax is, get that off so we get good adhesion. If you're brave, you don't need this. I'm not brave. I'm going to use it. Water with a few drops of dish soap in it. We'll spray that on there so we can actually move the decal around and squeegee all that water out. Lastly, some masking tape to put it in the right spot. First, we're going to clean the area. I'm going 3.5 inches up from the bottom of the cowl, from the bottom of the stripe. Right, we got 3.5 right there. 3.5 up there. This side is definitely coming out better than the other side. These letters are a pain in the butt. Once you get the letters down, the rest of the stripes are pretty freaking easy. Just peel that sucker right off. Did that. It's these details in here that are just a pain in the ass. You can get out the transfer tape. It's a pain in the ass. This ought to come off without peeling everything off. Here we go. Here we go. So I found pinning it against the motor and just kind of rolling it back on itself works really well. Now try to go in and touch up some of the air bubbles where it peeled up a little bit. I can live with that. Alright, so decals are on. She's pretty much done. The only little detail I got left is the clamp that I mounted. I'm going to put it on my boat, get that adjusted to the right height. Got the boat in the driveway. I can already tell I screwed up on one thing. If you look at the decal, it's not even from the bottom of the cowl. The one I put on, the rebuilt one is. So let me get my cowl off so we can set the clamps. Not too shabby. I mean, you really can't tell the difference. So there's a rubber part. Sure, I can show you. There. I don't know if you can see it, but this piece here is what we need to set. There's a little bit of adjustment here. I may have to put some washers on the one that I rebuilt over there, but I got to get these facing the right direction. These are facing to the rear, and the one up front is facing towards the left. So to swap over these, a 12mm wrench or socket, and number 5 Allen key. I got some washers in there. Get the cowl level. We'll measure the top of that, see if that's level. I mean, that is damn close. These are a pain in the ass. I don't have small enough fingers to get in here. There we go. Okay. Front locks. That one locks. There we go. That's a wrap. It's in the books. Part 3 is done. She is done 100%. Let me know what you think. Let me know where I went wrong. Let me know where I went right. Either way, I'd love to hear from you. We're hitting the water tomorrow. Get a little fishing done. Smash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss it. And I will see you on the water.